Hey there, welcome to my channel where I take you on tours of tiny and unique homes and showcase stories of people living alternatively. In today's video, we're gonna meet one couple who turned a school bus into a tiny home on wheels that has so much storage and still room for a full-size kitchen, a work-from-home station, a king-size bedroom, and so much more. And this tiny home on wheels can be completely off-grid, which allows them to travel all over. If you like videos like this one where we showcase stories of people living alternatively, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know every single time we publish a new episode.
Hi guys, we're Andrew and Ashley Willis. This is our tiny house on wheels. So before we even knew about the possibility of living in a bus, we were both bartending full-time, wanted to get into some real estate investment, and we're just kind of looking at YouTube for ideas and things that we knew we could do, and saw a Skoolie, and then it was kind of over from there. We can do that. It took us 3 years between deciding we wanted to live in a bus until we actually bought our bus. We had friends who actually let us build it in their warehouse parking lot, which is great, except it was an hour one way from our house. There's no electricity, there's no water, we're just in a parking lot. So we would, get up, load all of our tools into the truck, drive an hour through Atlanta traffic, set everything up, work 8-9 hours in the Atlanta summer, pack all of our stuff back up and drive an hour back home. So I think that was probably our biggest challenge, was just motivating ourselves to go there. We did the majority of the work in about 5 months, probably half time on it. We were both still working full time, finishing up our final project. So yeah, 5 months of half-time work.
We purchased the bus for $5,600. All in, we're probably $40,000 to $45,000.
I love it. I'm very proud of it. It's a huge culmination of years and years of dreaming and years of planning, experience in other parts of our lives that really came together to make it a house. It's our little house.
So we bought the 97 DT466E. It's an inline 6 diesel, so there's good access to everything. This motor, they produced 2 or 3 million of them, so there's parts readily available. There's a lot of knowledge on the motor. This has some electronics on it, but not too much that you get into some issues. We got it with about 85,000 miles. We've put 20,000 on in almost 2 years. We tow a full-size pickup and we get 8.5 to 9 miles per gallon. So the overall length is 36 feet, bumper to bumper. It's about 12.5 feet tall. We did LED lights on all 4 sides. So we have 8 panels. I think they're 330 watt panels. So we have about 2,600 watts of solar on the roof. This is the original door. It would bifold in, so we just welded it as one flat panel and installed a residential handle. We did a 2-foot roof raise. These are 4-foot tall panels here. And then we did a transition with old sheet metal from the roof of the bus. I think this window is 72 inches wide, so we had to weld in a bunch of supports on either side and along the top and the bottom. We got most of these windows used off of Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. The bus came with 4 different storage bays. We keep our chairs, a tent, a 5-gallon tank for our diesel heater, and then a nice bonus is that with a little length of chain, they'll convert into little tables to hang out outside, put food and drinks on. We built this rack to house our AC outside unit. Then we also added some hooks to hang hammock chairs from as well.
It was actually part of our building plan to have these swings. So we built the rack way ahead of time before we ever got to actually enjoy them. But really help us utilize our outside space a little bit more too.
So there's about 2.5 feet from wall to the headboard of the bed, and it's a full 8 foot tall in there. Sometimes we'll hang our bikes in here. It has a lot of our tools, some camping accessories, our water tanks, our water pump, and our solar components as well. So we have a Victron 250/85 charge controller, the Victron 3000 watt inverter. It's the 24 volt, and then we have 400 amp hours at 24 volts, so around 10 kilowatts of battery storage. It's plenty of battery storage. We can go for, I don't know, probably 3 days with no sun. This is our flat tow dolly. We already had our 4-wheel drive pickup that we wanted to keep. Because we are 36 feet, it's nice to have the smaller vehicle to go to trailheads, go in and out of town. Hooking it up takes probably 15 minutes and about the same to disconnect. This is our fill for our 100-gallon freshwater tank. This is our vent from our composting toilet. We have two 20-pound propane tanks. So the only thing propane on the bus is the stove, one of those tanks, depending on how much we cook and bake, usually 6 weeks to 2 months on a tank, as well as 45 gallons of gray water. We just adapted PVC to one of these RV style discharge hoses. So we've had Starlink for about 2 or 3 months. It's been really nice. We haven't been too remote, so we've still had cell service. But it is nice to be able to watch movies at night on the TV and not have to bog down our phones. All right, now that you've seen the outside of our bus, come on in and see the inside.
Before we designed the bus, we rented an RV for a little while just to see things that we liked in the design and didn't like. And one of the things was that we really did want a table. We built it so that the driver's seat could swivel around and be the second seat for it.
Ashley will usually sit at the dinette. Sometimes she works from there. Sometimes she'll sit on the couch, but it's nice. She helps me navigate. And also if we're going down the road, she can grab us drinks out of the fridge or get food ready. That way when we stop, we can have a meal in a nice rest area. So this was the original roof line in the bus. I couldn't even stand up. And then we also added about 3 inches on the floor. So we did a 24-inch roof raise, and now the roof finishes at 7'9". The upper cabinets took a lot of work with the curvature of the roof. There's a couple different angles on the side and then a radius on the top. So we took a piece of old plywood and would just scribe the roof, trim it a little bit, test it to see if it would fit, and then transfer the template onto a piece of birch plywood and cut it. So we did closed cell spray foam in the roof and walls. We did about 3 inches on the roof and 1.5 to 2 inches on the wall.
Most of our windows are recycled from older RVs. I just wanted to be able to look out from pretty much anywhere on the bus and see the beautiful places that we're in. So this one goes like pretty far open, lets in a lot of breeze. We have a 7-foot long couch. We really wanted to be able to sit lots of people. We can fit 4 very comfortably, 5 a little bit tight. It also pulls out into a couple different sections and there's storage underneath. So each half actually will pull out, and then when you put the cushions on, it's like a little shade lounge. This side will also pull out separately. And then to get to the storage, take both the cushions off, hinges up, and there's a bunch of stuff down here, all of our bedding. My husband had a dream that we would cook a Thanksgiving turkey in our school bus, which never happened, but we do have a full-size stove that we converted to propane. We love to cook, we love to entertain, so it is nice to have all this extra space. We have these walnut butcher block countertops. Love the way that they came out. They're really easy to do. We wanted to be able to have a dirty side, a clean side. We used the whole sink, and then we actually kept the cutouts, and we can use them Adds a cutting board, adds extra prep space.
So we have a 2.5 gallon water tank, electric, under the sink. It's enough to do showers and wash dishes out of one tank. It's on this timer. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to heat up, and that timer will run for 30 or however long, and that way we don't drain our batteries through the night.
I wanted to be able to incorporate a little bit of color here and there, leave most of the bus pretty light, but this is just like a mosaic herringbone. I just think it brings a little bit of depth to the space. We have a lot of space, more than we need actually. When we were building them, Andrew's like, are you sure you can reach the top shelf? And I'm like, yeah, of course. That was before we put our countertops in, so I actually barely can reach the top shelf, but I have a step stool. But we have, I mean, so much space. Who has a dozen plates? I don't know, but we use them a lot. We do really like cooking for other people and having friends over, so that works out well. Regular apartment sized fridge and freezer. So having a freezer is really a luxury for the road, but we wanted to be able to go 2 weeks without having to go into the store, having to go into a town, and this really helps us get that. These are our adventures just of last year. We collect magnets. We have a lot of magnets that we have from our years and years of adventuring together before, but this is just 2022. This is all food space. We have, 5 drawers, they all come out. We love Costco, and we'll never lose our Costco membership, so pretty much everything in here is Costco sized. And a whole liquor cabinet. More storage actually than we need. I can never commit to a chair. I have like choice paralysis, so I actually usually just stand here and work from standing, and then if I need to sit, I can go sit at the dinette. So I'm still working remote from the bus, which is really probably the best job I've ever had. I get to work from wherever I want. Like this space a lot. Bookshelf, we only brought books that we knew we would read again, love, could pass on to someone else. And then a couple of really sweet mementos that mean a lot to us. There's nothing that we brought that we were okay losing really, except for these paintings, so we take extra care of those. Again, I put a window in here that's probably too big, but I think that it makes it feel a little bit bigger in here. Ceilings are way tall enough. We put the shower head tall enough that Andrew can actually use it as well. And full tile in here. This teak mat is nice because sometimes if you're not totally level, you don't want your feet in your shower water, so it actually really helps to kind of keep your feet off of the floor. And then just one of the Nautilus sliding doors. We made our own composting toilet, very basics, kind of standard. We
bought this diverter off eBay for I think $200, and then we just made a plywood box. The urine goes down to a tank. The number 2 goes into a bucket with medium. We change it once every week and a half, 2 weeks. And then on the top, we just had a plywood top that we screwed a regular toilet seat to. And there's a 12-volt fan down in the back that vents to the outside.
Our closet is bigger than it needs to be. I think we use our drawers way more than we use our hanging storage. We rarely use any of this, but it's 4 feet wide. We have all of our hanging storage. Andrew keeps his shoes up here. He can actually reach up there. My shoes go over here, but yeah, 3 huge drawers. We just have a little curtain here that kind of hide it if we need to. We built in these shelves. We use them as cubby space. We actually intended originally to put a washer and dryer combo here, and there is still the amount of space that we would need if we wanted to add that down the road, but it turns out we actually love the laundromat more than we thought that we would. Down at the bottom is actually also our step to get into our bed because our bed is too tall. We built it this tall because when we were designing our bus, actually, we had 2 dogs, one even bigger than Vincent, so we wanted to make sure that they had enough room to have their own space to kind of go away and be out of our way, and he obviously loved it. We have a skylight right here. Like, I can stand up from the bed. I don't think many people can stand up on their bed in their buses. We have a king-size mattress. It's what we had at home, and we loved it, and we shoved it in here and made it work. A window on either side and a mini split. We do love that. It's important for us to make sure that it's comfortable in here, obviously for us, but especially for the dog on those days when we're gone and he has to stay here. It's really freeing getting rid of some of your things. Like, I really enjoy it, actually.
You quickly learn that you don't need a lot of extra stuff and that you just need some things. You don't need everything to have a very fulfilling life.
Some of our daily practices have definitely been impacted, water and power usage and things like that. I think it's also made me a much more confident person. A lot of our friends and people that we meet are like, man, I wish I could do that. Must be nice. And I'm like, well, you can do it. Like, you absolutely can.
I think we will never be able to completely leave this lifestyle. I don't foresee a time that we won't want to go out for 2 or 3 months and be nomads for 2 or 3 months at a time.
It might not be full-time forever in the years to come, but it'll definitely be, yeah, a couple of months at a time. It's hard to want to give this up.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another tiny or unique home tour.